It all starts with a taste, a singular sensation that can transport you across continents and through time. It's a whisper of the earth, a hint of sunshine, a memory waiting to be unlocked, a flavor that defines a place and a moment. It becomes intertwined with the very fabric of a culture, shaping traditions and inspiring generations. It's more than just a taste, it's an identity. In France, that flavor was Anise, a pungent licorice-like note that danced on the palate and lingered in the air, a constant companion in cafes and bistros. Two men, Henri-Louis Pernod and Paul Ricard, visionaries with a shared passion and an unyielding drive, built empires on it. They saw the potential in this humble seed, the power it held to captivate and unite. Pernod distilled absinthe, a potent elixir, the infamous Green Fairy, a drink shrouded in mystique and whispered tales, a drink of poets and painters. It fueled their creativity, loosened their inhibitions, and became synonymous with the bohemian spirit of the Belle Époque. Ricard, from Marseille, a sun-kissed city on the Mediterranean coast, created pastis after absinthe was banned. A lighter, more approachable anise-flavored spirit, a new ritual for the sun-drenched South. It was the taste of summer, of lazy afternoons spent in the shade of plane trees, the clinking of glasses filled with ice and the refreshing aroma of anise. These weren't just businesses, they were more than just commercial ventures, they were dynasties built on tradition, innovation, and an unwavering belief in their product. Each man a king in his own right, they commanded respect, wielded influence, and shaped the cultural landscape of France. Pernod was the old world, steeped in history and tradition, a guardian of time-honored methods. Ricard the new, a modernizer, embracing innovation and adapting to the changing tastes of a new generation. Rivals battling for the soul of French aperitif culture, each vying for dominance in the cafes and bars of the nation. For decades they stared each other down, a silent war waged across the tables of France, convinced their way was the only way. They were unwavering in their convictions, fiercely protective of their brands, and determined to outmaneuver their opponent at every turn. But the world changed. The winds of progress swept across the globe, bringing new opportunities and new challenges. Tastes evolved. Consumers became more discerning, more adventurous, and more demanding. The post-war boom brought new markets, vast and untapped, ripe for the taking. Old rivalries started to look small, insignificant in the face of the immense possibilities that lay ahead. The real fight was for the world, for global dominance, for a place on every bar shelf and in every liquor cabinet. To win, you had to be bigger, stronger, more ruthless, more willing to adapt and innovate. The idea of Pernod and Ricard joining forces seemed insane, a betrayal of everything they had stood for, like a bull and a matador teaming up, an unthinkable alliance, a violation of the natural order. But business makes for strange bedfellows. Sometimes, the most unlikely partnerships can yield the greatest rewards. In 1975, the unthinkable happened. The news reverberated through the business world, shaking the foundations of the French aperitif industry. The two houses merged. The titans of Anise had joined forces, creating a force to be reckoned with. Pernod Ricard was born, a new entity, forged from the fires of competition and fueled by ambition. Not just a company, but a statement. A declaration of intent, a signal to the world that they were ready to conquer. The new game was scale, acquisition, relentless expansion, a relentless pursuit of growth and market share. They would take the lessons from selling Anise to the French, the intimate understanding of consumer preferences and the art of building brand loyalty, and apply them to selling everything, everywhere. From whiskey to vodka, from tequila to rum, no spirit was beyond their reach. This wasn't about preserving tradition anymore, it was about transcending it, about forging a new path, about rewriting the rules of the game. It was about owning all of them, every market, every brand, every opportunity. The marriage of these two giants created a behemoth, a force so powerful that it could reshape the entire industry, hungry for global domination. Their ambition knew no bounds, their reach extended to every corner of the earth. The old world and the new, tradition and innovation united by ambition, a shared vision of global success, a relentless pursuit of market leadership. Their names on millions of bottles, a testament to their reach and influence, their spirits defining cultures far beyond France. They shaped the way people drank, the way they socialized, the way they celebrated. The rivalry was over. The petty squabbles and territorial disputes were a thing of the past. The conquest had just begun. A new era of global expansion, a relentless pursuit of market dominance. Pernod Ricard set out to drink the world's liquor cabinet dry. They wanted to be on every shelf, in every bar, in every home, and the world would never taste the same. The legacy of Pernod and Ricard, forever etched in the annals of the spirits industry. Empires aren't built overnight. They are the result of vision, strategy, and relentless execution. They are built piece by piece, brick by brick, deal by deal. Each element carefully placed to create something monumental. After the initial merger that formed Pernod Ricard, the company quickly realized that to truly dominate the global spirits market, they needed more than just pastis, their signature anise-flavored aperitif. They needed legendary brands, brands with history, brands with cachet, brands that resonated with consumers worldwide. They needed brands that could stand the test of time and become synonymous with quality and luxury. So with a clear vision and ample resources, they went shopping, embarking on a strategic acquisition spree that would reshape the landscape of the global spirits industry. The turning point, the acquisition that signaled Pernod Ricard's ambition and set the stage for its future growth, was Jameson Irish whiskey, a spirit steeped in Irish tradition, with soul, history, and a loyal following. They bought it, recognizing its untapped potential, seeing beyond its regional success to envision its global dominance, and poured money into strategic marketing campaigns, expanded global distribution networks, and modernized production facilities, transforming Jameson into a truly international brand. Next came Chivas Regal, the epitome of blended Scotch whiskey, a symbol of luxury and sophistication. Beefeater, the quintessential London dry gin, with its iconic imagery and crisp, clean taste. Martell, the prestigious cognac house, renowned for its elegance, finesse, and centuries of tradition. Each acquisition was carefully considered, each brand a jewel in the crown, adding to the company's growing portfolio of premium spirits. Then the game-changer once again, Absolut vodka, a cultural icon, a brand that transcended the spirits industry with its groundbreaking and brilliant advertising campaigns. Owning Absolut meant owning a piece of modern art history, a brand that had redefined the rules of marketing and captured the imagination of a generation. They struck a deal for Havana Club rum, a brand dripping with Cuban mystique, a taste of the forbidden, a symbol of the island's rich cultural heritage. Malibu followed, selling the fantasy of a Caribbean beach party, a taste of sunshine and relaxation, a perfect escape from the everyday. Each bottle told a story of heritage, craftsmanship, and a unique sense of place. Jameson's Ireland, Chivas's Scotland, Martell's France, Havana Club's Cuba. But once absorbed into the Pernod Ricard empire, these stories, these traditions, these unique identities became global commodities, accessible to consumers around the world. Production scaled up to meet global demand. Narratives were carefully polished and refined by marketing teams in Paris, ensuring consistent brand messaging across all markets. The empire was built on the authenticity of others, on the unique heritage of each brand, but that authenticity was carefully managed, standardized, and shipped worldwide. The rough edges smoothed out, the local became global, the artisanal became industrial, all in the name of efficiency and scale. Pernod Ricard's genius was in capturing these histories, these traditions, these unique identities, and selling them as perfectly branded bottles, each one a carefully crafted representation of its origin. The world's cultures, bottled and distributed, one acquisition at a time, creating a global tapestry of flavors and experiences. The empire grew, not by creating new brands from scratch, but by collecting existing legends and repackaging them for a global audience. The result? A global portfolio of legends, a collection of iconic brands all under one roof, united by a shared commitment to quality and craftsmanship. The story of Pernod Ricard is the story of how the world's diverse and unique drinks became one unified global portfolio, a testament to the power of strategic acquisition and global marketing. And the world drank it up, embracing the flavors and traditions of different cultures, all conveniently packaged and readily available. In spirits there are giants and then there's everyone else. Pernod Ricard and Diageo, two titans, a near duopoly ruling what the world drinks. Their brands fill the top shelf of any bar, anywhere. Order a Johnny Walker, Smirnoff, or Guinness. That's Diageo. Jameson, Absolut, Chivas, Beefeater, Pernod Ricard. The illusion of choice is just that, an illusion. You're picking which king gets your money tonight. This rivalry is a strategic war shelf space, bartender loyalty, advertising blitzes, each move countered, each brand a weapon. For small distilleries, survival means being acquired or squeezed out. The market is rigged for the giants. Labels change, but the money flows to the same two coffers. Diversity is replaced by corporate sameness. The world of spirits, once chaotic and diverse, is now ruled by two, and the little guy barely stands a chance. Every empire has its dark chapters. For Pernod Ricard, it's apartheid-era South Africa. While others pulled out, they stayed and invested deeper. Profits flowed from a system built on injustice. Their presence was an endorsement, not neutrality. It was a choice, profit over principle. The stain remains, a reminder that for some corporations, morality is negotiable. Pernod Ricard are masters of storytelling, but often the stories aren't theirs. Their brands are cultural artifacts, repackaged for global consumption. Havana Club sells a romanticized Cuba. Malibu bottles a fantasy Caribbean. The reality? French corporations selling curated myths. Authenticity is replaced by glossy, marketable cliches. Cultures are flattened, traditions turned into brand identities. The line between appreciation and appropriation vanishes. The product becomes the story, the culture a costume. It's effective, but at a cost. The real thing gets lost, and what's left is a fantasy sold to the world. Giants like Pernod Ricard don't just play by the rules, they help write them. Armies of lobbyists shape laws, fight regulations, and secure favorable trade deals. They master tax loopholes, shifting profits to low-tax havens. The result: massive profits, minimal public contribution. In new markets, they undercut locals, reshape drinking cultures, and dictate terms. It's economic colonialism, wealth extracted, cultures altered. The game is rigged, and the dealer is a French spirits giant. The power dynamic is clear: profit first, everything else second, and the world drinks on, unaware. Look at the bottles. Handcrafted Heritage Distillers Reserve. Pernod Ricard sells the romance of the artisan, but the reality is industrial-scale production. The Glenlivet, once a small distillery, now a factory producing millions of liters. Authenticity is standardized, the craft an illusion. The distiller's signature is branding, not a personal touch. The past is a marketing story. The present is a machine. We want to believe in the story, and Pernod Ricard is happy to sell it. The soul of the product now hums in a sterile, efficient factory. At the bottom of the glass, one question lingers. Can a global giant make anything authentic? Place becomes a backdrop, terroir lost in industrial scale. The master distiller is now a team of engineers. The founder's story is a brand mascot. Maybe authenticity is just a feeling, a story we buy into. Pernod Ricard bets on that. For most, the illusion is enough. But for those seeking something real, it feels like a loss. So where does this leave us? We've explored the history, the industry, and the players involved. We've seen the rise of global brands and the consolidation of power. At a global bar, staring at familiar labels, a seemingly endless selection of spirits from around the world. But how much choice do we really have? Most owned by two giants, two colossal corporations that dominate the global spirits market. They shape trends, control distribution, and influence what ends up in our glasses. It's a world of choice that's really a world of sameness, a carefully curated illusion of variety, masking the underlying uniformity of mass-produced spirits. Pernod Ricard and Diageo have perfected selling us soul at a markup. They've mastered the art of branding, creating aspirational lifestyles around their products, and charging a premium for the privilege. They claim to save heritage, to preserve tradition and craftsmanship. They tell stories of generations of distillers and time-honored techniques. But success is measured in profits, not preservation. The bottom line always takes precedence, and authentic heritage often gets sacrificed in the pursuit of greater market share. Meanwhile, small distillers still exist, quietly and persistently, crafting spirits with passion and integrity. Connected to land, sourcing local ingredients and supporting their communities. Craft, using traditional methods and time-honored techniques to create unique and flavorful spirits. And community. They are deeply rooted in their local areas, fostering a sense of belonging and shared experience. Their products are harder to find, often tucked away on the bottom shelf or in specialty stores. But they're real. They represent authenticity, integrity, and a genuine connection to the land and the craft. They are the resistance, the antidote to the homogenization of the global spirits market, the stubborn reality in a world of corporate fiction. They offer a tangible alternative to the carefully crafted narratives of the global giants. Next time you order a drink, take a moment to consider your choices. Look past the global label. Don't be swayed by the marketing hype and the familiar branding. Ask for something local, something that reflects the unique character of your region, something with a real story. Seek out the distilleries that are passionate about their craft and committed to quality. It might cost more, but you're paying for more than just a drink. But you'll taste something authentic. you'll experience the true flavor of craftsmanship and dedication. In a world owned by giants, that's a small act of rebellion. It's a conscious choice to support independent businesses and preserve traditional crafts. It's a vote for character over corporate polish, a celebration of the unique and the authentic, over the mass-produced and the homogenized, and that's worth drinking too. Cheers to the small distillers, the passionate craftspeople, and the authentic spirits that enrich our world.